আজকে আমাদের ক্লাস সিসি 10-এর 2023-এর প্রিভিয়াস ইয়ারের কোশ্চেন অ্যান্সার। প্রথম প্রশ্ন, হোয়াট কজেস দ্য মিরর টু ব্রেক ইন দ্য লেডি অফ শ্যালট? এখানে বলে রাখি একটা যে লেডি অফ শ্যালটের স্যালট বানানটা কিন্তু অনেক জায়গাতেই ভুল আছে। সঠিক বানান যেটা সেটা হচ্ছে SHALOTT। প্রশ্নতেও কিন্তু বানানটা ভুল আছে, কিন্তু আমি ঠিক করে লিখেছি, তাই তোমরা বানানটা কিন্তু ভুল করো না। কবিতার ক্ষেত্রে দেখবে যে বানানটা এক, অথচ কবিতার টাইটেলের ক্ষেত্রে বানানটা এক। যে মোটা বইটা বর্ধমান ইউনিভার্সিটি তোমরা যদি ব্যবহার করে থাকো, যেটাতে কম্বাইন বুক যেটা, সেটাতে কিন্তু টাইটেলে বানান ভুল আছে, কিন্তু কবিতাটা যখন শুরু হচ্ছে তখন কবিতার মাঝে কিন্তু বানানটা ঠিক আছে। ইন আলফ্রেড লর্ড টেনিসনস পোয়েম দ্য লেডি অফ শ্যালট, the mirror breaks when the Lady of Shalott looks directly at Sir Lancelot. She is under a curse that prevents her from looking directly at the outside world. Instead, she can only view it through a mirror. When she sees Sir Lancelot in the mirror, she is so captivated by his appearance that she turns and looks at him directly. This act of looking directly at him causes the mirror to break and signifies the activation of the curse. Next, what is the curse on the Lady of Shalott? এর উত্তরটাও ওরকম একই রকমই হবে। The exact nature of the curse on the Lady of Shalott is not explicitly detailed in Tennyson's poem, but it is clear that she is forbidden from looking directly at the outside world. Instead, she must view it indirectly through a mirror and weave the scenes she sees into her tapestry. The curse is triggered when she disobeys this rule by looking directly at Sir Lancelot, leading to the mirror breaking and her subsequent doom. Third question, how does the poet describe the landscape leading to many towered Camelot? The landscape leading to Camelot is described with vivid imagery: long fields of barley and rye, winding roads, and a river flowing by. Trees like willows and aspens add to the picturesque scene, along with little bridges that cause the leaves to shiver. This creates a serene and pastoral setting. What is the significance of the sculpture of Neptune in My Last Duchess? In Robert Browning's poem My Last Duchess, the sculpture of Neptune taming a seahorse is significant because it symbolizes the Duke's desire for control and power. Neptune, the Roman god of the sea, represents dominance over nature, reflecting the Duke's authoritarian and possessive nature. 5 number প্রশ্ন, what does the Duke say about the heart of his last duchess in Browning's poem My Last Duchess? In Robert Browning's poem My Last Duchess, the Duke comments on the heart of his last duchess by implying that she was too easily pleased and her affections were too freely given. He criticizes her for smiling at everyone and everything equally, suggesting that she did not value his gift of a 900 years old name with anybody's gift. What is the implication of the title My Last Duchess? The title My Last Duchess implies possession and control, indicating that the Duchess belongs to the Duke. Additionally, last suggests that she is no longer alive, hinting at her fate and the Duke's possible involvement in her demise. Why does the Duke speak about his previous wife to the listener in My Last Duchess? The Duke speaks about his previous wife to the listener, a representative arranging his next marriage, to convey his expectations for his future bride. By detailing his grievances with his last duchess, he implicitly warns the listener about the behavior he will not tolerate, showcasing his controlling and possessive nature. Next প্রশ্ন. Describe the change that comes over Laura after her tasting the goblin fruit for the first time in Goblin Market. After Laura tastes the goblin fruit in Goblin Market, she becomes obsessed and addicted. She grabs more but cannot find the goblins again. This leads her to wither, lose her vitality, and become pale and weak. Her once vibrant life starts to fade, showing how the fruit's allure has devastating consequences. What does Laura tell the goblin fruit seller when she is attached by their fruits? When Laura is attached by the goblin fruits, she tells the goblin fruit sellers, "Give me much and many," indicating her eagerness and desire to indulge in their tempting offerings. Why do the two sisters go to the brook every evening in Goblin Market? In Goblin Market, the two sisters, Laura and Lizzie, go to the brook every evening to fetch water. It's also a place where they hear the goblin men calling out to sell their tempting fruits. Despite the danger, it's part of their daily routine. Where and when did Mr. Reed die in Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre? In Jane Eyre, Mr. Reed dies in the Red Room at Guested Hall. This occurs when Jane is very young before the main events of the story begin. Mr. Reed's death significantly impacts Jane's early life, as he was her uncle and her only protector in the Reed household. Why did Mr. Lockwood marry Bertha Mason in Jane Eyre? আমার মনে হয়েছে এই প্রশ্নটা এখানে ভুল দেওয়া আছে, কারণ মিস্টার রচেস্টার বিয়ে করেছিল বার্থা ম্যাসনকে। তার ফার্স্ট ওয়াইফ হচ্ছে বার্থা ম্যাসন, কারণ মিস্টার লকউড তো বার্থা ম্যাসনকে বিয়ে করেনি। তাই এই প্রশ্নটার কোনো উত্তর আমি করতে পারিনি। হু ইজ হেলেন অ্যান্ড হোয়াট অ্যাডভাইস ডাজ সি গিভ জেন রিগার্ডিং লাইফ ইন জেন আয়ার? Helen Burns is Jane's friend at Lowood School. She is a calm, pious, and forgiving character. She advises Jane to endure hardships with patience and to forgive her enemies, emphasizing a calm and faithful acceptance of life's difficulties. How does Jane's first encounter with Rochester take place in Jane Eyre? Jane's first encounter with Mr. Rochester occurs when she is out walking near Thornfield Hall. She meets him on the road after he has fallen from his horse. Unaware of his identity, Jane helps the injured Rochester to remount his horse. This initial meeting is marked by a sense of mystery and foreshadows their complex relationship. Who is Blanche Ingram in Jane Eyre? Blanche Ingram is a beautiful and wealthy socialite in Jane Eyre. She is depicted as a potential love interest for Mr. Rochester and serves as a foil to Jane, highlighting Jane's modesty and integrity.